have more concrete plans for tomorrow? Still planning?
No, the plan is basically, I gotta get on, I'm waiting on the iPad, but yeah, I gotta go to Munich, so, yeah.
What?
No, that's okay. But, yeah, so to download what I gotta download, I'm gonna go to bed at a reasonable hour, and then when you guys are gone, I might, once I've finished about 11, 12.
And what?
I don't know, have some for yourself. That's good for me. Yeah, then go. I gotta tell my friend when to book the Flixbus. So around 10 o'clock tonight, I'm gonna do it. But I gotta go back to Essen. I gotta get some sleep because I'll probably be up doing this, downloading that stuff.
I'm gonna go to Essen tomorrow.
Just to sleep because I don't think I can download all that stuff and then do a 12-hour bus journey and then a 12-hour bus journey back. Like, I'm already tired.
Yeah. They used to have really good internet on the Flixbus.
No, I've never been able to connect on a Flixbus.
Yeah, sometimes I think it was in earlier days of the Flixbus they had really fast and a lots of internet for free.
Anytime I've been.
But I think since they have a monopoly, they just made it really bad.
Yeah, I mean I've used the Flixbus maybe 4 times. Every time it says I'm connected and then does absolutely nothing.
With such a good competition between a lot of different bus companies.
Yeah.
But Flixbus just bought most of them and the other one couldn't survive. And now Flixbus has really bad internet and bad service.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens with, remember we were talking about Deutschbahn yesterday. Well, you know what happened? Like when I was in Munich, when I was working for Sky before I went to SAP, I was on the S-Bahn, right? I was telling Fabian, I paid my ticket and 2 conductors came on with like yellow jackets.
Like in the train?
Yeah, on the train. And I'm like, okay, it's no problem, I paid my ticket, whatever. They have guns and everything, and they come over and like, show me your ticket. And they're quite aggressive, right, show me your ticket. So I showed them the ticket, and they went, you didn't stamp your ticket. And yeah, but I didn't know, right?
In Munich it's so strict.
Yeah, but it gets worse, so I'm like, yeah, but I did. There was a Polish girl sat right opposite me, and I'm like, yeah, but you can clearly see I just paid the ticket like 5 minutes ago. Like it was like 14 euros something, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, you have to pay a fine. I'm like, are you serious? They marched me back on 2, one U-Bahn, 1 S-Bahn, all the way to the Hauptbahnhof, and I had to give them 100 euro.
Yeah, that sounds really strange.
And like, I didn't have a choice. They were like threatening, like, oh, you gotta go to jail and all this. I'm like, what are you talking about? I paid the ticket, and then they basically, I gave them the 100 euro, and they didn't give me a ticket.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds like they just ripped him off.
But the thing is, I then went to Deutschbahn, I wrote email after email after email, and the strange thing was, the headquarters is in Munich, right? I walked in the office, and I'm like, I want to make a complaint about what happened. It was really weird though. I talked to one guy, and he's like, it was all shady, like, or he wrote down a name and kind of like backhanded the name to me. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you making it all secret? And then I never got a reply. It was just, I sent email and I just did nothing after that. The one thing I did want to ask you about though was that, remember I was talking about the homeless in Koln and blah, blah. The refugee thing, when you said it would improve the economy, what was the general consensus? How would that work?
Like for example, on Saturday we met a guy who's also an informatics guy. Like he studied many years in Syria, and now he just makes the end of his university degree here. And we need experts in informatics. We have 2 less here, and he'll improve our economy. Also, in my classes are refugees that they work and they will keep on working like in media. And like we have an old population, it will be
I looked that up, man. It's like it's massively like the oldest like the second one is Germany's
Yeah.
much higher. It's like almost
So-
10 years
So
difference.
it's great to get like young, motivated people that work here, that live here. It's good for our economy. We need good workers, and many people bring creative ideas, and there are studies that show that it's good for our community and for the economy if we have a specific amount of people. Like if we would have like if just Germany would have only open borders like with millions of people, maybe it would be a bit hard. But the amount we got, if we would treat them right, if we would treat them good, if we would make it possible for them in an easy way to get jobs and to work and to improve it, it would be really good. And right now we have the problem like Germany took a lot of people, but we didn't treat them so well.
They're on the street.
And
I know some of them in
I
Bavaria.
know, it's really hard. Like they have to be years here. They don't know if they can stay. Many don't have the get a chance to go to work because Germany makes it really hard for them to, or they're not allowed to get a job. And that's really stupid.
They
You should
should,
let
yeah.
them in and say, hey, you can get courses in German. You're allowed to work, and to make it really fast for them to know if they can stay or not stay. And
Because the thing is, I see them in
put
the
them
street
inside
corners, I'm
our-
like, what are they supposed to do? Like,
Yeah.
if you can't work,
Yeah.
what do you do?
Mhm.
Or like, if you come here and you're saying, come, you gotta be able to do something when you get
you
here.
don't say come, but they.
Oh, I think Germany was about 5 years ago.
Not that way, but Germany was one of the countries that said in some time, okay, we have to take refugees because there's war and they die there, and we can't just let countries like
Ungarn.
yeah, like it's better if you know there's a country like you think Canada would get war, like you'd have a dictator and millions of people have to get out of the country, otherwise they would get killed. And it would be really bad if just USA would take them, or just Germany. So it's better if many countries take a few of them. And that's what Germany said. We take some, and Germany was always the country that said, the European countries, every country should take a few, and if everyone takes some, it's no problem for everyone. But a lot of countries said, we don't take any, and Germany showed, okay, we
I
can't just
understand the
let them,
nationalists don't like it. Or,
they don't want any at all.
so what were you saying?
What would you say, just keep them in Syria and let them die? Is that the answer?
No, but you said the CDU was nationalist. I thought.
No, it's not the nationalist, it's the conservative party.
Okay. Okay.
But Angela Merkel, she had times where she said, okay, let's, like there were like many, like thousands of people like in Hungary, and they weren't allowed to cross the borders, and they weren't treated right there. And so Germany said, okay, we take them, and our country can let them welcome here, because it's no problem for Germany to take them and to include them, and it's good for our economy. Many experts say it's and it can be really good. But afterwards, there was a time when many Germans say, hey, it's very good, and then it changed again, and there are many like fake news also.
Yeah,
Like
you hear
people
they're
that
fed
say,
up with them.
ooh, like they are dangerous, they bring knives and diseases and stuff, and that's all so.
Diseases. But they would get medically checked before they came through, no? Or?
No, I don't know. But they say, like, oh, they have a different religion, and that's bad for our some culture or something. And that's like protectionism, like don't take any, and they are all bad people. And they are people that are fleeing from bad people. So they don't want to they don't want to die, they don't want to starve, they want just some place where they can live safely.
Well, that's the thing is, I was thinking though, but like if they don't have a job, How do they support themselves?
Like we have basic camps where they get like basic food, where they can sleep, like many in one place. It's not really nice, but it's like a refugee camps pretty much.
And how do they get out?
Where
Or how can they eventually get out of a refugee camp? Or that's it, you're just in a refugee camp and you can't
that's
get
the
out?
strange thing. Germany let them really wait really long without saying if they can stay or not.
Because I went past
And if they are allowed to stay, then they can get a job. And some between, but they are waiting partly very long until there's a decision if they are allowed to be here for a bit longer or forever or not at all. And in this time where they don't know it, they have to be in these camps and just wait. And that can be really long and really frustrating.
Well, the thing is, I knew one when I was in, there was a camp in Schweinfurt. And I knew one of them, I became friends with one. He's been there 5 years now. And he can't get out. And he's like, he didn't know what to do. He's actually a really nice guy, but...
Yeah. But then you get frustrated and...
well, I mean, the room is tiny, right?
And they are people...
They're not treated very well.
They had a really good job, they had friends and family and a home. And they come here and they think, hey, I want to have a good life. And I want to do something good for the people here. And then they say, the Germans say you have to wait, everything's unsure, you're not allowed to work. And then nationalists say, hey, they are so, they don't do anything. They are not allowed to. So they don't want to be lazy, they want to do something good, many of them. Not everyone, it's the same with every...
Because when I'm on the Deutschbahn, I see a lot of the Syrians going, remember I was saying when you go through to get the plastic bottles, or like trying to sell those papers?
Yeah.
It's always the same. And like, you can tell people are getting either pissed off or fed up with the constant asking for... But when I went to my doctor's appointment in Düsseldorf, I must have seen like 15 out with a cup. It just doesn't, it looks bad, right? And I don't know where they're getting their food from, but I don't know.
You know, I think they get a bit of money, but
because if they get
just
out
for
the
basic, and they get maybe a bit of food in the camp, and they are like, it's called Tafeln, like table or something, where they get food that would have been thrown away, like food sharing. For poor people, maybe that's a possibility. I don't know.
So how do you ever integrate then? Because this guy's asked me that in Schweinfurt, right? He's like, how am I ever going to integrate if I can't do anything?
And if you have to live in a camp with people that also don't speak German and stuff.
Yeah.
Many want to be integrated, but it's really hard for them in this kind of system.
Is the national thing...
Yeah, in Ehrenfeld, in the city center, there's a house like Allerwelts house, or One World house.
Like One World.
One World, yeah. And there's once a week there a lot of foreigners just cook together.
Yeah, or tomorrow there's something here, it's called
for free
Talking Salad. It's also from some of the food sharing guys that say, hey, let's cook some together so we can get to know each other and they can learn and do something. There are many people that want to do something good for them, and many like soccer clubs say you can play here, and
the one thing
in many ways, but they also just don't want to talk and just to do sports. It's one aspect for their lives, and they also want to do work. And both would be good. A good social life and a good like doing working lives. They're both together.
Well, the one thing
that's what you need for good integration.
Yeah,
basically.
the one thing the guy was saying that I know was like if he goes out, like most people are okay, but the police is like giving him a lot of grief or like constantly asking for papers.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, he's like, if people see me or police coming towards me, right, and then asking me questions, then people are looking at me like I'm a criminal when I'm not doing anything and I haven't. So visually, it doesn't look very good for him. You know what I mean? When he's just trying to...
Yeah, we're a racist community. We treat people with different color and with different accents different than
But I think if the police stop that, because it draws so much attention to a person when you know what I mean, when it's not necessary.
Yeah.
Because if the person's just walking around, probably no one's really gonna pay attention. But if there's like 5, 6, 7, I saw it in Düsseldorf, and like everyone was still watching. It makes that person look like really bad. And I don't know the person, but it doesn't look good, right?
Also,
even if it was you, if 5, 6 cops were standing around you, people would be like, "Who the hell are you?"
Like yesterday, I've been I could watch like a test at the school. Like it's the half-time test when they made half of their college time. It's and they have to do like a video cutting test. They have half an hour, and there was one refugee. He was sitting there, and there was another guy.
In your class?
From my class. I teach him also, and he had to do the test, and there was like a cutter from the television broadcast channel, and another cutter from this channel, and I was between and just watching. But the guy, the refugee, he's a really nice person, but I'm not sure if he's 2 or 3 years in Germany, and his German is not perfect. But everyone who has to get the degree has it can only be in German, the degree, and the test they don't have more time, so it's much harder for them. Also, they can be perfect cutters, perfect video artists, but he's motivated to work in this kind of thing. And in many companies, it's spoken English, and so basically, why make it so hard for him to get like this degree? And okay. He had some, and what I really didn't like, the cutter let for him a bit more of time to get into the project until he said, okay, let's stop the time of 30 minutes. And before that he said, okay, now I guess I should start the clock. And then he was laughing. And another teacher from my school were laughing. Oh yeah, time, you should stop.
Also kind of mocking him.
And I thought, man, what's happening here? I didn't say something because I really were allowed to be watching, because I'm not part of this testing team at the moment. But I really felt bad for my student, because if they laugh at him like that, then they shouldn't make a difference. They shouldn't make a difference about it, and not saying, "Oh, we're so nice. We gave you like 30 seconds more for preparing," because the test is much harder for him anyway. And then not laugh about this thing. And I think many people don't realize that inside they are racist, and then what they do or what they say that makes people in everyday life so much harder. And I think it's really sad. and last year when I were at the test and I could watch also, sometimes people say in this testers say racist things, and I really say, okay, that's our community here.
You know, when I got all my stuff stolen, my passport, my laptop, I got it stolen in St. Augustine, which is just outside Bonn. They refused, so I went to St. Augustine, Bonn, Cologne and Düsseldorf, and the police refused to write a police report because I couldn't speak German. I'm like, it's all my documents, man. They wouldn't write a report.
Why?
Because I couldn't speak German. And then what I did was I went to Caritas. They still wouldn't write the report. Then I went to the church. I'm like, can you get the police to write the report? So I'm sat around the table like this. This is just to write after I got attacked. And there was about 6 people. And they're like, you have to negotiate. I'm like, what am I going to negotiate about a police report? Well, so then the police then drove from the police station to the church, and I'm like, why can't I just go there and do the report? And then they're talking. They wrote the report 9 days later after the... And then what happened was I went to Saturn, and I got a German guy, and I'm like, can you come with me? That shouldn't be happening.
Yeah. And
it has all my legal documents, my passports and everything.
And you're an expert like in managing. I think Germany is from the culture really similar to Canada, and And I think if you come from, for example, an Arabic country, where you have a really different kind of lifestyle that you, I really loved some parts of this kind of living that they are socialized with, but I think they are treated more racist than you would do. You're Canadian, like Germans love Canadian, and still they treat you not right. And still they make it really hard for you. The language is a problem, then you don't know how this system works. And
the problem is not knowing the system, but like even as an example, when I worked for Sky, well, I had no termination notice from Sky or SAP, and before I came to Germany I always thought it was very bureaucratic and blah blah blah, but it's actually not, because I went to the job center, so I worked over 1 year, right? They wouldn't even give me job seeker. So I'm like, I'm completely legally entitled to it.
Yeah.
And they said no.
Oh.
Because my language skills were bad. And that's right. But I'm like, my language skill has nothing to do with a job seeker.
Yeah, and I think people with good English skills are really good seen in some parts, like managing, for example.
No, but by law they have to pay me.
Okay.
You know, like if you work 1 year in Germany, regardless of where you're from, because I don't know what's going on with SAP and Sky, right? Like that's what I'm doing with all my evidence to get my money back. But if you've had no termination notice and neither of them gave me termination, so technically I'm still employed. I'm like, whoa, what do you want me to do? But like if you can't, and then all the documents are in German, it makes it really difficult, because I'm like, well, I don't know what's. Just to give you an example, I took one of the legal documents to a lawyer. It was actually in Koln, Bettman. He's quite a famous lawyer. He took on the German government in one or something. I don't know what it was about. But basically, he started laughing at my legal documents, right? I said, honestly, Mr. Bettman, it's not funny. He said, no, you don't understand. He said, none of these sentences make any sense. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, none of the sentences finish. And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, the sentence, I said, to me it looks normal, but he's like, the sentence would be, and Mr. Fraser did this, and the sentence just won't end. So the whole document doesn't make sense. And I'm like, you kidding me? And this is from employers, but to my eye, because I can't read it very well, it looks like a normal sentence. He's like, this is... So that makes it really, really hard.
So your old employee wrote something about you that doesn't make sense?
No, and then what happened was I went to Munich.
Really huge.
I went to Munich, so I had 7 lawyers. I had 4 in Trier, 1 in Hanover, 1 in Koln, yeah. And it was all in German, right? But what happened, this is the bad part, and why I went to Luxembourg and Strasbourg, was because we're not talking like 5,000–6,000 euros, we're talking a lot of money, right? When I knew I was up against it was, I went to the Munich Arbeitsgericht, and most of the people in there were alright with me, to be honest. And they said, oh, I hear you were here last week. And I was like, this is a couple of months ago. I was like, no, I wasn't here. They're like, no, we saw the papers, you signed the documents. I'm like, I wasn't in Germany. And I'm like, what document? So they showed me the document. I'm like, that's not my signature. And they're like, so there's a second court in Ingolstadt, and I had to go there, and a whole bunch of documents had been signed in my name, but wasn't my signature. And the woman in the court was like, you have a big problem. And I'm like, so I have no idea who signed what. And I'm like, that's when I went to Luxembourg and Strasbourg, because I'm like, I don't know how to deal with this anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like who assigned?
I guess it was my lawyer in Hanover faked my signature on because I'm like, I didn't sign that document, and that's not my signature.
That's strange.
Well, when they did that, I'm like, this is above my head. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's when I know it was really, really bad. So I don't have a terminate. Like what I meant was, bureaucratically, I always thought it was very boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
I don't have a termination notice. I didn't get paid. My lawyer, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So that's why I was in Luxembourg and Strasbourg. But that's not normal.
No.
You know what I mean? So yeah. That's kind of why that's why that's so important.
Yeah, I see.
Right? Because I have some of the conversations, I have some of the documents, I downloaded the documents, so that's why I gotta get it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so stressed.
I see.
How much work are you gonna do tonight?
I don't know, I get a bit of a headache, so I have to
You got a
relax
headache?
a bit. I'm not completely done tomorrow. Yeah, a bit.
You should try living my lifestyle right now. You'd be really tired.
Maybe.
I look a bit better than I did when I first came in though. I looked exhausted. I look a little bit more healthy now I've had some food. Thank you. So you're working tomorrow at 4 o'clock again as well?
Yes. Yeah.
And then you at
I
9?
told him I can't. We shouldn't do garlic in our pancakes.
So is it 4 o'clock you're leaving?
No, I just wake up for you.
Ah, okay. But it's the same
Like
as
today.
yesterday. Today, I mean,
Like, works at 5:30 or what?
No, 6.
6.
yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wake up and then by the time you guys get back I'll be vamos. I'm gonna go to Essen. But if I wake up I'm gonna have breakfast with you.
Okay.
And then I'll download some more stuff. Well, make sure I finish it all.
I
And then
think
go to Essen and then
I think you can stay like whatever time the train is or what makes sense.
I should be gone by the time you get back. Well, you finish it like
What do you think?
Who? What?
He asked if he should be away when you come back.
Doesn't matter.
I don't think, I mean, it's super quick compared to what it was. I just don't know exactly how much left I've got to do. But it would be nice to get a good night's sleep. But I mean, if I wake up and have breakfast with you and I've had a good night's sleep, I can't see it taking me like 6-7 hours, I don't think. But what I'm going to do is I got to get that Flixbus sorted tonight. I might travel.
I think it's good, more relaxing for you when you know how to get where and that it's structured.
Yeah, the reason I'm not relaxed is I don't know what's going on with this iPad. He says he bought it, he doesn't know, I don't know. It shouldn't take a grown man that long to organize an iPad.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't know where does he organize the iPad.
Or he bought it online.
Okay. Depends on from where.
Yeah, but he did it through DHL. DHL is normally pretty quick, right?
Normally. They once, for example, I should have expected a package from them, and you can track it online.
Right.
And it got stuck somewhere. Like I every day, it went inside this package center and out inside.
Oh really?
I looked for it a few days and then I called them. Hey, something wrong with my package.
And this, so you ordered it from within Germany?
I guess so.
Like the package was within Germany?
I guess so. You can, if you have a tracking number of this guy, it's always a good idea to keep an eye on it.
Well, yeah,
You never know what happens.
he gets very stressed very quickly, so I'm trying not to over agitate him, but it's
Yeah.
getting to the point of like, dude, I need to...
It's important to know from where does your iPad get sent.
Oh, where's it getting sent? I don't know. He bought it. I didn't buy it.
Yeah.
I can't buy anything until my
within
background.
Germany, it's like in
It's
like
within Germany.
1 or 2 days.
Right. He says he bought it last Wednesday. So...
He bought it Wednesday?
Yeah.
Normally, most of the services would give it to delivery on Thursday. If you buy it Wednesday. If he buys it at some strange online thing, maybe they begin sending it on Friday. I'm not sure about when it gets moving. If it's really bad, then maybe tomorrow.
Mm.
Tomorrow it should be.
If it's not there tomorrow, then I'm really worried.
Then you should ask him. Then if they where the tracking number, and you can have it's just you get an email or something with a number. You look online where is the package right now. Sometimes a problem can happen, and you can see where it is. So it always says, okay, the package was given to DHL